Morning, everybody. How are you today? I feel like I should have my AirPods on. I'm so used to Zoom right now. I see we have a lot of people joining us here today. Vivek is here, Misty Colt, Brennan, Hanid, Zoran. Yeah, snowy morning from Hamilton, Ontario. Shelby. Okay. I need a break too from my routine. Helen, welcome to the live stream here today. Marie Petito, might as well introduce myself for if we have any newcomers. My name is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. You can read more about me by clicking on the show more down below. Good morning, Marie. Doug is here. David, Briggs, Giorgio, Moises, Michelle, Phoenix, welcome. Sally. And Nancy from Ottawa, snowy Ottawa. Absolutely. We're covered with snow. We have been having snow so much lately. It's out of control. Hey, Neil, that is art, not okay. That sounds cool. I'm doing all right. Belle Vasquez, Aura, welcome. And John, Neil, Karen. Wow, we have a lot of people here today. AK, German is here. Enos is here from Turkey, and Abraham is here from Puerto Rico. Wow. Okay. How's that for crossing the globe? That's crazy. So in today's live stream, what I want to do is just do something completely different. Now, I've done landscapes before. Welcome, David. And Yusra, welcome. But I want to just try something different. I don't want to be so fine today with the line and the figure and the portraits. Welcome, Pamela. I kind of want to do something very, very loose and very impressionistic and painterly. And since we're covered with snow, I was thinking about the snow the other day. You know, I used to really love, what got me into being an illustrator many, many years ago was when I was a little kid. My Aunt Jackie used to bring over these wildlife magazines, and I used to look at all the wildlife paintings in the magazines, and they were like these beautiful like winter scenes with cardinals and blue jays and all that. And I loved that. And I used to love, welcome, Leo. And from Beijing, wow. And Wasim is here. Welcome. So I used to just really love winter, and I used to love the snow and doing watercolors and all of that stuff. I'm really not into that much anymore because now snow is a completely different thing. Snow just means wiping off the cars and dealing with the snow blower and clearing a path for the dogs at like 6 a.m. when it's 24 degrees outside. I didn't have to do that when I was a kid, so snow was a little bit more romantic back then. So let's talk about the, okay, so today, nudity alert, nudity alert. I'm going to show you a little figure drawing here. It's not photography, it's just a drawing, YouTube. So this is the toned gray. No, sorry, toned tan. This is the pad. Okay. And my daughter bought me this pad toned tan. I actually have a couple of them somewhere in the closet. I don't even know where they are, but you know, I love the 11 by 14 size. It's so convenient. So I was drawing with it this week and I liked it, and I still have to do a little bit more on this little torso here. But I got to admit, I liked the look. It was a little bit warmer than the toned gray. So with this one, I did, you know, same old with me. I'm not doing anything different. It's just a white charcoal with the Col-Erase and a brush. So I'm going to work on this a little bit at a later time. But this is, I don't want this fine of a look today in today's podcast, in today's live stream, not podcast. I want to be really painterly. So the materials I'm going to use, this is a scrap piece of paper over here. Maybe I'll lay out the the sketch with my Col-Erase, not this one because it's broken. So I'll lay it out with the Col-Erase. Definitely going to use the white charcoal on this paper. It's a slow build-up process. And I just, you know, I was 5 minutes before the live stream, I decided to do this. So I'm scouring through. Thank you, Shelby. I really do appreciate that. Hanid, welcome. Frankie J, Wasim, Kelly, yes. So I just found this General's Soft 4B. I'm going to try it, okay? So it's a monster. It's a little bit of a monster, okay? So as soon as you put something down, it's there. I'm going to have charcoal dust flying all over the place today. So these are the two pencils that I'm going to use, all right? But I am going to do the Col-Erase pencil to map it in. Now, I'm going to... I might use Vine charcoal because I use this in the classroom. And how do we use it in the classroom? Well, we basically use it by putting it all over the paper, wiping it off, and then drawing with the eraser. We can do that here today, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But it's great for doing gesture drawings, this vine charcoal. I think this is soft. I really do prefer. Hey, Terry, welcome. And yes, good afternoon in North Africa. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So we have Puerto Rico, Ottawa, and North Africa. Not Puerto Rico. Well, yeah, maybe it was Puerto Rico. I don't remember. So the extra soft vine charcoal is very, very easy to erase. All right. And now I use this little blend-in stump from my Col-Erase. I do not want to mix it with this blend-in stump that I've never used before, but we're going to use it today with the charcoal. Okay, cool. With all that being said, and then tons of brushes. I'm going to use tons of brushes. So let's get started. So I have a little frame here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where did I put my ruler? Okay, so we're not off to a good start. I buried my art materials here. 1 second. Let me slide that figure over there. And let me just move this, if you can just bear with me. Let's use this ruler because it's right here. So this piece is 4.5 inches wide. Doing it fairly small today, okay? And 4.5 inches tall. So we're going for that Instagram, but I don't think I'm going to be posting on Instagram. All right, cool. Let's get started. So let's grab the trusty Col-Erase. And what I want to do is just kind of, I was inspired by a couple snow scenes. One of my favorite landscape artists is Robert Bateman, and I'm just going to kind of dive into this. So let's do it. And I have my inspiration on my screen, but I'm really not even looking at it. First thing I want to do here is just map out. So I want these tall pine trees over here, and I'm using a very light pencil. Okay, so what I'm doing here, San Francisco, welcome, Terry. Kai Hatcher, good morning. So I'm going light, super light right now, and I want to get some pine trees in. Okay, so what we're going to have here today is some pine trees near a little stream, and this is part of the stream right now. I'm just kind of freehanding this, and we're going around this kind of lay of the land. I want my stream to be coming over here, and then we're going to make a sharp, crisp turn. Let's see, I'm going to have that turn go like that. And just right now what I'm doing is I'm feeling out shapes. Okay, so I have big shape of the stream. Okay, yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely, it was fun. It was really quiet, but it was fun. So we have our stream here, and with landscapes, I like to have a path. Okay, I've done a couple live stream landscapes before, and I love to have a path. I think paths are really, really good. So the path is going to be kind of the stream. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have like this little embankment, and it's really important to kind of draw lays of the land, and that embankment is going to come down, and that stream is going to get lost. Okay, and then maybe well off here in the distance, I'd have like another little lay of land. Now, I know on YouTube, this is probably so light. Now, in my studio, this is level. On my camera, this is the title. So you can check out my materials in the show more. This is just a Prismacolor Col-Erase pencil. Yeah, this is level in my studio, but the camera is distorting the scene. Okay, so yeah, so now maybe this is going to be my overall, and sky, stream, snow, snow, pine trees. So I'm just kind of mapping it out in a line drawing sort of way. Hey, Aurora, welcome. And boy, that's a tough name. Okay. Yeah. Definitely, no doubt. So I want this tree to be the tallest one. So now I'm going to press down a little bit harder. I kind of could almost just do this whole thing with the Col-Erase. Now, I'm going to save the white charcoal for last. Now, if you guys have watched me use the white charcoal, you know that I like to use the white charcoal last. People start to use that white charcoal way too soon. So I'm trying to make a really complicated edge with that. Again, I'm going to dive in soon with the charcoal pencil because that's what I said that we were going to use. And I kind of like that. That works for me. We have our stream. And I don't know if I'm going to like this little space over here. Okay, so now we're going to have our pine trees kind of, I like little openings in the landscape. cool. Now, let's just dive into it, okay? So let's see here. I'm going to use the monster. I'm going to use the monster. So I'm going to use the charcoal, okay, 4B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my pencil like this, and it goes over this is like goes over anything. All right, so I'm putting a light amount of pencil down, okay, because the goal with this is a soft, snowy landscape. And I'm going to come over this with my, notice I'm not holding the pencil regular because I don't want to be a lunatic and just press down really hard. I want this to be highly blendable. Hey, Susan from Ontario. We have a couple people from Ontario here today, so we're going to come on up. Now, I want to be mindful of the pine trees because I'll probably have to do it with the eraser. I want to have some, right now this just looks really like awful, but we're going to make it work, I promise you. So this is step number 1. This is the ugly duckling stage. Okay, good. That's all I'm going to do with that pencil. But now we are going to be, let's just experiment a little bit with the brush. Where's my green brush? Now, the cool thing with the brushes is, yeah, you can mix the brushes because you can just wash them, just like you were using them with paint. You can wash them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to push that charcoal into the paper with the brush. The brush is not as aggressive as I would like, but I want to take the residual and bring it down. I want this to be like a little embankment over here. So the light is coming from the left. The light's over here. So that's one of the most important things. Hey, Sally, welcome. And Terry, welcome. The light is one of the most important things in most of the things that you do, cityscapes, landscapes, all that. So I'm making the decision right off the bat. Hey, Jill, Joanna, welcome. Therese, Prague, wow, love that. So you're where Muka was. Too perfect and airbrushed. Okay, so you have to lose edges. All right, so that's our first go through. All right, now let's do it again. Let's do it again. So let's push a little bit more. Okay, I have really shaky hands today. So let's just kind of have fun with this. So push a little bit more. Push a little bit more. There's a lot of tooth to the paper happening. Now, I'm also going to put a little bit of tone in my stream. Okay, because I want those. I'm going to go very light over here, very light pressure. Now, let's use this is going to make some noise and it's going to be really fun. So this is way more aggressive, okay? Way more aggressive with the blend than the brush. So, okay, right away I've found, hey Kai, Canny Shack, Tiago, Phoenix. So yours is a little pixelated. God, that stinks. Is anyone having a problem with pixelation? You know, on my computer it looks crystal clear. I hope you guys aren't getting any of that lag. Okay, so no problems here, Phoenix. Okay. All right, cool. Sky, welcome. And so I'm just push this into the paper. So we want there to be really soft. Push, 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 push. Be aggressive, be aggressive. Okay, awesome. And I want residual over here. I want residual over here. This embankment is going to be in shade. So this is this paper. We're going to test the paper today. Okay, great, Phoenix. Thank you. We're going to test the paper today to see its durability, to see how it's going to hold up to this abuse that I'm giving it with these tools. So this is going to be our water. Okay, so I'm going to use the side of this, and I'm being super, super aggressive. So you see what I'm doing here? This is important. I am building up a soft base. Okay, don't dive in immediately and start to press down so hard. I'm going to put some of the residual that I have over here on that rolling hill in the background. So that's my, yeah. Okay, now that 4B is it's a little too aggressive for me. So what else could I use? I'm going to stick with it for a little while longer because we're going to do this in layers. Now, where did it go? Where did it go? Here we go. Okay, so let's do this again. And now let's just start to put a little bit more of a smaller. Good. Okay, so I know this is not the most exciting thing in the world for you to watch. Just this is going to be soft and impressionistic today. So I'm going to just try to do the best that I can to make this exciting, as much as a charcoal landscape could be exciting. So what the goal of today's class is just to be impressionistic, okay? Just to be impressionistic and to break up the routine. So I've been drawing a lot of figures. And, sometimes when you keep drawing the same thing. So here's the story, and this is really what made me do this in the live stream today. So the student will go unnamed, but let's just say a couple of students, because this week actually there were a couple of students who we were doing something with cityscapes, and a couple students just froze, and they're like, I can't do this, and they didn't even hand in their homework. And so I'm like, listen, don't worry about it, just experiment, just kind of like make it happen. Don't worry about being perfect. Just kind of do your thing and learn from it. Post it up so I can critique it in class. Everyone's kind of posting up their stuff in class. Post it up and we'll take a look at it, and that's going to be the way that you improve. So a couple people just froze and they didn't want to post up their work, and I felt bad for them. And so I'm like, it's just really important to draw things that you don't like to draw, or that contradicts what I say a lot, because I usually say to people, draw what you love. But if you want to, be a professional, so when I was a book cover artist, I had to do landscapes, I had to do city stuff, I had to do interiors, I had to do all sorts of things. So if I got a job and it was like, okay, you have these two kids and they're inside of a high school, I would have to paint the inside of the high school. So if I said I can't do interior spaces, there's too many straight lines, like it freaks me out, that would be bad. That would be really bad. So it's just very, very important that you try to draw things that you're not that good at. And I'm not saying I'm not good at landscapes. I love landscapes. But what I am saying is that I'm not really, I don't use this charcoal that much. Okay, so that's a fact. I definitely don't use this charcoal. So we can say that I'm not that good at it, because I just don't use it. And if you don't practice at something, you're not going to be that good at it. So I'm using Strathmore toned tan paper. It's a very generic pad, nothing fancy. You can buy it at just about any art supply store. They have it on Amazon. So now I'm just going to so the reason why also I'm using the charcoal today, because I knew I wanted to do a quicker live stream. I didn't want to go I don't want to kind of go too long today. So the charcoal just gets the tone down so much faster. Although, yeah, it's great for a landscape. It's good for many things. People have just turned this charcoal, they mastered it into portraits, so many different venues you can use it in. I like using it for these small little landscapes. Not that I've ever used this in many, many years. Maybe when I was back in college. Maybe when I did some sketches for past illustration jobs, but I'm going to say probably not. Okay, so yeah, let's do something like that. Let's bring that down, the embankment tone. Good. And it's not going to look like much until I put that charcoal down, because the white charcoal, I'm saying, what I meant to say actually, is going to be our secret sauce. So maybe you want to draw along with me here today, because this is nothing formal. Maybe you want to try your own little landscape, and you can do it in pencil, do it in whatever. That'd be really cool. So, all right, now, what brush should I use? I don't want to get charcoal on my good brush. That's for white. Darn it. I'm not prepared for this. Yeah. Okay, we're going to blow. We're going to blow on it. Okay, as I spit on it a little bit. So now we have water. Yeah, I mean, Kai, the types of interior drawings and landscape drawings that I really like to do, they are, I teach perspective and all that jazz, and that's what I try to get the students to learn how to draw perfect perspective. But quite frankly, some of the perfect perspective is stiff. So I like to tell people to not draw so stiff, but to keep everything a little crooked. And crooked is good. So I just want to put, if our light's coming from over there, I want to put some cast shadows going around the lay of the land. But these have to be light, okay, because that's going to be different. Already a little too dark there, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so now I'm gonna introduce the white charcoal. Okay, so let's, sorry, how do I do this? So I'm not in the camera here. Let's just start to, this would be our embankment here in the foreground. Okay, and I'm gonna just start to block in. I'm not pressing down super light. I'm not trying to get the whitest white in just yet. Okay, so again, lay of the land. So I want my pencil strokes to go with the lay of the land. We're going to just start to introduce some white charcoal over here, lay of the land. Okay, we're going to blend this too. So we want it curved up. Now, the thing with this paper is you want to have some of the paper kind of showing through. Okay, so welcome. I haven't seen Anna Park's work. I'm sure it's great. You know, the Col-Erase thing really is my thing. And I think I'm going to actually, I'm going to try using the Col-Erase as well. So I'm just going to put some snow back over here. And a little bit brighter over here. So we're going to blend that, and now we're going to start all over again. Okay, good, good, good. And what do I want to do for clouds? Gosh. All right, I'm gonna wait for that. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit over here. Okay, so that's our horizon line. It's gonna be a slow buildup. Now, white brush, right? What am I gonna blend this with? Let's blend it with this. Wow, I'm seeing white charcoal dust flying around my studio. Okay, good. I'm just going really soft. Now, the fun is going to come with the negative space in between some of those trees. Okay, so that's my first go through. Now, let's I'm going to switch over to the Col-Erase. Okay, and I'm just going to try to put in some detail. Now, this Col-Erase kind of goes over anything. That's my phrase here today. I've been watching some Jeep commercials, go over anything. I love the new Jeep. It's really cool. I probably will never get one, but it's really cool to look at. So I'm just going to come on in. It's a pine tree, and this Col-Erase is just phenomenal. It's going over the charcoal beautifully, and I can get some really nice darks. I kind of already have some darks like established, and I want to have some light coming through the trees. I don't want these pine trees to be like a block where they block the light and nothing comes through. So I'm also going to try the eraser and see what that does here with these trees. So just kind of coming on in and pressing down a little bit harder. And there should be a shadow side to these trees. And so this is the shadow side over here. And we want maybe to have a foreground tree area. So that's going to be much darker. Okay, so this is going to be our foreground tree area right over here. Super dark, super dark, super dark. And super dark on this side. Hey, Sebastian. Viswathan, welcome. And so that's going to be our trunk that maybe comes down over here. And just kind of laying that down, Oh, this is awesome. This is going nice and dark for me. Let me resharpen. So on this, I'm using that pencil extender that I said I would never use, but I cut it, and it's working great. Normally, they are super long like this, and I don't like the long ones, so I cut it in half, and it's working out well for me. And so I'm going to use all of those Col-Erase pencils that are super short, so I'm not going to throw them out. That wouldn't be good. I don't want to waste them. Okay, good. So now let's do a little bit more. So the contour of these trees. Now, you see what I'm doing here? I'm not going so dark with these mid-ground trees. So my mid-ground trees are going to be a little bit lighter. So let's just add some detail. The detail comes on the edge, but what I tried to do there was establish the shape. Okay, so now I want to establish a ground. So maybe this is going to be that ground over here, and it's going to come on down, and we have this tree. Good, and maybe that's going to be a lay of the land. We have this tree over here. So think bigger in the small in the foreground, smaller in the background. So this is going to be our tall. Love pine trees. I've planted tons of them in my backyard when they were 3 feet tall, and no joke, 3 feet tall, and now they're almost taller than the house. Some of them, which is insane. And once they get so tall, I can't trim them anymore. I should have trimmed them when they were shorter. Now they're a little bit out of control. Okay, so we're going to do something like that. Now let's leave the trees for a moment. Okay, let's maybe do a little lay of land. I'm going to do perhaps like a little bushy thing over here. So I'm just having fun today. Nothing crazy, nothing so serious. And let's do the embankment, and let's just do a different pencil stroke. So if it's wintertime, maybe this is going to be frozen. How are you going to show that this is frozen? Or a little, maybe parts of it are frozen. We're going to do a different pencil stroke, different texture. Okay, so my pencil stroke on the trees is much, much more of a pencil stroke that's kind of circular. So I'm kind of, see what I'm doing here? Circular. Now, over here, how's this thing looking? Over here, I'm going horizontal because it's water, and we're going to blend it in a minute. So horizontal. Okay, maybe we're going to do a path with, we'll put some, make this a little bit more tone. We don't want to go, different things, different values. Okay, so let me just give this a different value than our snow. Different things, different values. Really important. That's what makes a really good visual. Okay. Okay, so we're going to trickle that away. Let me resharpen this. No matter what I do, I always go back to the Col-Erase pencil. It just is something that, hey, Jose, hey, Julio, welcome. It's just something that works for me. And, the charcoal thing was so, okay, it's just a block in. Let's have a little opening. You see this area that I'm pointing over here? I want that to be an opening to the landscape. So it goes back for like miles. Like you don't want to go so dark with everything. Like just do a big, we talked about this with a student in class. Like she had a character and she put these really dark trees behind the character. And okay, cool. All right. So, I mean, God, I got somebody sticking me with, what do you call those things? Those dolls that people stick push pins into. I guess that's what I should retitle the live stream. What do you call those things? I forgot the name of a voodoo doll, something like that. I'm getting some bad voodoo today. All right, let's push over here. All right, and now let's go back up to the sky and push. Let's just push this into the paper. I want this to be softer. Thank you. Voodoo dolls. Yes. I'm getting a little voodoo landscape going on here today. Okay, so I didn't realize how many layers this was going to take me, but this is a little sketch that would probably take me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. Don't know if I'm going to do all that on the live stream, but I'm going to get it to a presentable place. Now, let's come back in and let's resharpen. Cool. And let's just do, okay, so here's my bridge. Okay. And thank you. So where do I get my references? So any reference that I use on video, where I'm doing a tutorial, I will try to photograph my own reference, or I will use reference that the copyright is passed. So I draw a lot of old statues, and most of those old statues, the copyright's gone on those. So copyright is 70 years after the person has died. So if something's from the Greek and Roman times, or if something's from the early 1800s, the copyright is clear. So if I'm doing something on a video tutorial, I am definitely using my own photo reference. If I'm doing a drawing that, if I am doing a drawing that for myself in my studio, I'll find a photo on the internet, and I'm just doing it for practice, so no one's ever going to see. So I don't mind using reference that I find. Okay, so let's just do, let's have some fun now with this white charcoal, different texture. Good. We want to leave some of the toned paper. That's the point of the toned paper, to leave some of it. And snow. Just looking at these. Frankie J, that was great. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. Okay, let's power in over here. This is our foreground. Power in. Okay, now I got to admit, I'm pressing down pretty hard over here. And maybe I'm going to put a little light in the water. So now the white charcoal is going to blend with the dark charcoal. So it's going to have like a different effect. Okay. Yeah. Let's try to get some rhythm in the water. A little bit of reflection. Okay. And I'm still going to blend that all out. So let's, gosh. Just a little bit of, I'm pressing down super light. I kind of want, I normally don't use the white charcoal in the shadows, but I'm just trying to do like, this is going to start to become like cool because it's starting to mix with the dark. Okay. And so I don't want to do it too much, just a little bit, just to have that embankment. Okay. And maybe some reflections over here. Boy, the comments are coming in hard and fast here. How to learn sculpting. I wish I knew. I guess just start doing it and get a good teacher. I love sculpture, and it's my favorite thing to draw. And, there's so much modern day sculpture that I love, and I can't use it for a tutorial because it's copyrighted. But, I love drawing sculpture. There's so, like, new modern day sculpture is phenomenal. I listen to everything. Like, right now I'm on a Lana Del Rey kick. I'll switch from Lana Del Rey and I'll listen to, what am I listening to? I can't believe it. I was just listening to him this morning. Hold on. Got the old trusty iPad. Alice in Chains. I haven't listened to Alice in Chains in a very long time. I love listening to, I grew up in the 70s as a kid. So I grew up with a lot of like rock on the radio in my parents' car, listening to AM and FM radio. So I got to admit, like, rock is in my blood. No doubt about it. So I revert back to a lot of bands that were in the 70s and the 80s. But I'm switch all the time in the classroom. Like I play cooler, hipper stuff like Radiohead, and I mean, yeah, there's all different things. Like I love many different things. I love some Sia albums. Uh, there's so much that I really really like. So it's hard to put a pin on it exactly what I don't just listen to one thing. I listen to so many different things. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. So lately, I've just been a lot of Lana Del Rey, a lot of Lana Del Rey, and she's really cool. And one of her albums is Effin' Norman Rockwell. That's the title of it. I won't say it here, but it's yeah, it's a great title. It's pretty cool, and it's the grossest album cover ever, but the title's very fun. Just want to come on in here with some little doodads. We're getting there. So light through the trees. Light through the trees. And, yep. So a little bit more depth. So I'd have to sit here and play with this for a very long time. Yeah, some people love scenery more than portrait. I get that. So now this side, the right side of the image is just very blasé. So I need to give it some love. All right, so let's go back to the Col-Erase pencil if I can find it. Let's resharpen. Cool. And let's see. I'm looking at my drawing on screen right now, and I'm actually gonna. Yeah, we'll keep it that big. Let's just do maybe there's like a little embankment over here. Okay, and make it come on down and give it a side plane. A little bit darker over here, and perhaps, God, maybe we're gonna have this thing growing out of the water, kind of on the embankment. Cool. Just to loosen things up. Okay, a little darker over here. It's too light over here. I don't want to ruin my flow. Okay, and I don't want to go too sharp either. Okay, so we're just pushing a little bit darker over here. I want to have horizontal strokes in the water at near the midground because it should be level. I don't want that water to be separate from the land. Okay, so we're just going to blend up a little bit, do some layering. Little doodads. Now, what is helpful sometimes is to come on in and press down hard on the border. Okay, let's just frame it. I'm just freehanding this. I'm not using a ruler. That just helped me enormously. So let me use the bridge. And yeah, this is the hard part. Kind of doing this on camera here. And let's use the bridge. Okay, it's a little crooked. It's a little crooked. Just looking at what I'm doing. Just looking at some comments. Fiction Kitchen. No, I've never heard of that. What is that? Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Not digging it just yet. It needs work. Okay, let's just put some things here in the background. I'll post this to when you click on community on my YouTube channel, I usually try to post the drawings there. So I'll try to post this drawing there because my Instagram feed is just all the figure and not so much landscape. So I don't know if I'm ready to throw this landscape on my Instagram. I'm not loving it. So let's just put some little things. here. Should use the bridge. And let's reinforce. I'm just trying to do like the embankment thing. A little bit more with the pine trees kind of coming on out. I don't want to have these trunks like equidistant. They need to be kind of overlapped and all that jazz. Different positioning. Oh, God. Okay, let's do this. No, I don't know. It's a place in North Carolina. Thank you. Okay, let's put some foliage down over here. Yeah, it's an odd day today. It's an odd day. Let's continue over here. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you for joining. Oh, okay, it's a singer. Fiction Kitchen. Gotcha. You know, I go through kicks with things like in January, I did all 80s. Like I got back into the 80s when I was in high school. So, you know, Tears for Fears and some of that stuff. Hey, James. So just trying to put some little foliage things down over here. This just takes a little bit. I always think this is going to go fast. It never goes fast, ever. It's always slow. Some little foliage down over here. And just taking my time, but trying to go fast, kind of like an oxymoron. You could add snow to the trees, yes. I kind of want to use the light as the negative space in between the trees. Let me go darker here still. I still feel it's very left side heavy. So we need a counterweight. Our counterweight's going to be over here. But this is background. We don't want to go too contrasty. Let me resharpen this pencil. Okay, so we're almost an hour into this. I'm going to come on up and put some grass here. And grass here, just looking. How long is this anyway? I usually do a live stream for about an hour, and it always winds up being like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes tops. Hey, Generi. Just a little bit more tall grass over here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is called a counterweight, like a seesaw. And in composition, it's really important to have balance. So I call it like it's the visual seesaw. And we're going to just kind of do something like that. So it's also different texture, different line. And let's do our flow of the water here. See how I'm moving my arm just to get this long line? So see how I cut the water? So I cut it, and so it's like a little bit of an embankment. So it's not such a straight line. And then we're coming up, maybe there's just like some reeds growing up over here. And I think I'm going to come in now. A little bit of different textures. I think we need lots more white charcoal, but let me just reinforce. This area just needs work. Hello, Alwyn. Teresa? Yeah, you got it. I appreciate you just joining me. You know, you never know what you're going to get with the live stream. You can see me screw up, and I screw up a lot. So it's fun to watch the teacher sweat. This is just time consuming, that's all. But I'm just, you know, having fun here today. Like I said, I wanted to do something different. Now, what's the difference? Let me just take a short break here for a second. What is the difference between this and this? Okay, this is just no charcoal, and this is a slower, it's white charcoal, no dark charcoal. This is a slower buildup, okay? So I'm using the Col-Erase. This drawing still needs a lot of work. So what's the difference? So you see the difference with how dark that is? Okay. And now this is just a softer look. And I'm still, you know, using the dark, but it's the dark line. Okay. Dark line around the figure. Some people don't like that. I like it. So you can see the difference when you just use the Col-Erase and then you use the charcoal. So the charcoal's a little bit heavier. Now, I think this drawing needs some light in the sky. Funotopia, hello. Thank you, Karen. So let's just put a little bit more light in the sky. Okay. And we're going to gradate down. And this all needs to be blended. And we're going to put more light in that negative space. More light in the sky. Yeah. Now let's come on in and blend that light in the sky with this brush, because I don't want so much texture in the sky. I want texture on the ground. So or at least I can phrase that a different way to everybody. I want this to be a different texture than the ground. Okay, that's very important to me, that the sky is somewhat of a different texture. So I'm gonna just really try to blend it out. Pushing hard. The paper's standing up to the abuse. And it's getting a little cool there. I'm okay with this. Let's put in now a little bit more cloud cover. Maybe some of these clouds are catching light. Just having fun here today, drawing like a painter, just trying to make a scene that takes us into the background, that has different textures. So hopefully I'm giving you some ideas here, because that's what the live stream is about. It's for me to help you with your stuff, maybe give you some ideas, maybe get you out of your comfort zone, maybe teach you something you've never heard before. There's a lot of great teachers out there. So I'm going to go, I want this to be more gradual. I'm going to, at risk of screwing everything up, go in with a different stroke. I just feel like it needs something. So I'm being a little bit more abstract up top over there. Okay. And where are we? I'm going to go lighter over here in this opening. Let me resharpen. So let's say we go for maybe till 11:10. It's 11:01. I do have a stream schedule. I stream on Saturdays. Now, just to tell you a little bit about what I do for some of you newcomers, you should really just, if you want to learn more about what I have to offer, just click on the show more below the video, and it'll bring you to my website, and you can read about what I do. So I do this live stream on Saturday on YouTube here, and it's fun, and I do it 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time. And so I try to do it every Saturday. I've been sticking to my schedule. There will be a time that I miss because of life. But yeah, right now I've been able to stick with it. And so Saturdays at 10 a.m. Now, when I was drawing this thing, okay, I almost started to live stream was like 8 o'clock at night. I almost started to live stream with that just randomly, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit and draw it, and let me just enjoy it with a cup of coffee and listening to some Creedence Clearwater Revival from Woodstock in 1969. One of my favorite sets. They have it on YouTube. It's just great. The guy's wearing like this denim or this leather vest that has fringes on it. I mean, how do you not love that? I mean, seriously. My God. All right, so let's just put a little bit more light here. I forgot the guy's name, lead singer in that band I was on. I just love those songs live from Woodstock, from Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I'm forgetting all the names now. I'm having like a real mental blank with everything today. Let's put some light behind these trees. Okay, must have been my birthday last week. How I getting older. I got a lot of good emails from people. Truffs isn't here. Truffles is roaming the household. I don't know where she is. She's not joining us here today. She's not even near my office. I haven't even heard her. We had company last night, so maybe she's just a little tired. Maybe she's sleeping. So let's put some more light behind these trees. And a little bit more over here. And I'm going to just do the opposite now. Let's have a couple of pieces of tall grass. Overlap. Overlap is important. Just break it up. Maybe there's like a little ice thing here. And I don't like these 3 trees over here, so I need to break those up. Where's my Col-Erase? We'll finish around 11:10ish. We're almost there. 6 more minutes, perhaps. I teach a 4-hour Zoom class on Friday. That's a tough class, and that is a tough class to teach. And we have breaks, of course we have breaks, but it's still a long period of time in front of the computer, no doubt. And at the end of that, I don't want to even sit down on this chair. It's just like I need a break. All right, so art's on the horizon. Welcome. Yeah, cool. Right now, this is Strathmore Tone Tan. Yeah, John Fogarty. There you go. And his brother, Tom. Yeah, this one's tone tan. I usually use toned gray. So I love them both. They're really cool. Let's just put a little, so we're going to just try to make this a little bit lighter. Now, again, I normally do not use this in shadows, but I kind of like the technique because I'm not pressing down hard. I'm just pressing down hard on the top of the embankment over there. Okay, right here. And so, yeah, that's sunlight. This is lighter pressure. This is shadow. So what we're doing, the white charcoal pencil, I don't like the Cretacolor. It doesn't matter what I like. You could use them and you could get great results with them. But for me, it's about results, and I don't get good results with those. I'm not saying they're bad. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. All right, Sally. Thank you for joining. I'm going to push this a little bit longer. If those of you have to take off, I get it. You have a busy Saturday. I do really appreciate you joining me here today. I just want to push this a little bit more. You don't have to stick around. I get it. I appreciate you dealing with the haters today. I know the last thing you want to do is come on a live stream and deal with that crap, but it is what it is. Just kind of let it go and move on. Okay, cool. Thank you. So yeah, let's just put a little bit more sunlight. Little bit more negative space here and there. Maybe over here. You know, the more negative space that I put, in my opinion, the prettier it's going to look. It's just the negative space takes time. So I'm really just kind of stippling. So if you don't do this like light coming through the trees are just going to look like too heavy. That's a good word, too heavy. Thank you. I don't draw every day, unfortunately. When I was an illustrator, that was a different story. So when I was a professional illustrator for like 18 years, and there were days when I was forced. I remember there was like 1 month I had no days off. So every day I had to paint. And it's probably the reason why my neck's screwed up right now. Just sitting in front of the easel all day, painting for 8, 9 hours a day. I had some nightmare scenarios with deadlines and really good clients, and I couldn't lose them. So I just had to kind of suffer through it, and that's part of being a professional artist. But no, I do not draw every day because I have a different lifestyle. Um, so, but almost for like, I draw on Thursdays a little bit when I teach. I draw on Fridays a little bit when I teach. I'm drawing here on Saturday when I'm teaching. Monday, I draw on top of people's artwork, but I don't work on my own drawings on Monday. Tuesday's a wild card. Sometimes I'll do my own drawing on Tuesday, but Tuesday's a little bit of a catch-up day, and I do coaching for a couple people. Thank you, Moises. So, no, I don't. When you're learning, I think it's really, really important to draw every day. And even when you're, successful and you kind of know what you're doing and you have your technique, it's important to draw every day as well. Okay. But, there's this thing called life. And there are days when I just have to do like what I would call grunt work, like uh, posting videos, making web pages, tax stuff, accounting stuff, like stuff that you have to do when you run a business. Or if you're a teacher, grunt work would just be like writing the course in the college website. That takes days to do, and grading homework and all that stuff. That just takes away from drawing. The scale is tiny. It's 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So I'm going to I want to do some stuff in the sky here. So this is really a layered approach here today. And I'm going to blend this out with a soft brush. So I'm just scribbling right now. I'm just kind of having fun, everybody. This is just carefree. Just screwing around. Now, let's blend that because I don't want that texture. Where is that brush? Here we go. Cool. Blend, blend, blend. Different texture. I'm pushing down fairly hard. I gotta say, this paper's taking some really good abuse and it's holding up. So we're getting a cooler sky. So I want to just really, I'm being a lunatic right now and I'm pressing down really hard. Really hard. So where did I put my pencil? There we go. Resharpen. Thank you, Noel. Thank you, Abel. 4.5 inches square. Yes, it is. Thank you, Roscaline. What are my hobbies outside of drawing? Okay. Not going to go there. I use an electric sharpener. This. They don't sell it. They do sell it, but it's they don't make it anymore. Okay, so I want to that I just screwed up with that little dark in the corner. Let's just do some distant trees. What can I do here? Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Omar. We're getting there. Now, let's I want to add more light. Let's give this sucker a really bright horizon line. And the more I work on it, the more I like it. This just takes forever. But when do you stop? When do you know when to stop? When it looks good and you try to make it better and you screw up. That's when you know it's kind of time to stop. So we'll see if that just screwed it up. I want to go brighter over here. So this is where our light's coming from. A glow behind the trees. I'm just kind of mucking around with the texture. How to adopt a dark value. You just have to go into every single drawing understanding that some of the best pieces of art ever always have three values: a dark, a middle tone, and a light. And then you have to couple that with the idea of what are you? Some people are light-handed, so it's very hard for them to do darks. Some people are heavy-handed, so it's very hard for them to do light. So yeah, it's every piece. So I have a dark, a light, and this is our middle tone. Pressing down really hard. Pressing down super duper hard without breaking the pencil point. Feel as though the water, I don't know. Now the strokes here in the background should be horizontal, but I'm just trying to put some texture in. Let me just resharpen. I'm going to be done here shortly. We kind of went past our deadline here. Gadi Gabi, thank you. Nur, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of those nice words. A little bit more light. And I think I'm just going to give a little bit more of a counterweight over here on the right side. Yeah, it needs that. Totally. No, but I don't think a lot of, about the geometry. I think about the rhythm of the clouds. I think about clouds in perspective and not just static things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, rocks could be an option. We can put something in the water right here. So yeah, we're just about done. Yeah, exactly. Misty cult. I like that. Um, Horizontal. Almost there. And we're going to finish off with just a couple more little things here. Thank you, Vivek. See, this is where I can start to get into it, as you can tell. All right, Frankie J, love that you joined. Um, yeah, what was last week's live stream? I don't even remember. God. Oh, the drawing the guys. Thank you, G. Ben. Thank you, Phoenix. Hanid, thank you. So maybe we'll put this to bed. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for joining me here today. It was an eventful live stream, and yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think I'm going to work on it a little bit more, and I will post it to the whatchamacallit, to the community, the blog. I'll post it to my Facebook, even though I despise Facebook, but I'll post it there too. And I won't post it on my Instagram because I just have people things on my Instagram. I really don't have, yeah, whatchamacallit, landscape stuff. Okay, Dana, thank you so much for joining. Michelle, thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. Aura, thank you. I'll see you on Tuesday in our Zoom class. Abel, thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for joining. I'll see you soon, okay? Gabi, thank you. Doug, I appreciate that. Sorry, Doug. Oh, so long as in goodbye. I thought you meant so long it was long. Yeah, Neil, have a good one, okay? See you Tuesday. Roscaline, Bacon Candy. Yep, absolutely. Bacon Candy, what a name. Okay, Diana, thank you, Diana. Zoran, appreciate that. A deer, okay. Okay, now the comments. Helen, Sabi, Phoenix, yep, awesome. Omar, thank you. Master Q9. Susan, Kelly, thank you. Yeah, you got it, Bacon Candy. That is the best name next to that cat. Ismael, I appreciate you joining. Tropical in the Hood. Cool. Marie, see you soon. Paulie, you got it. You got it. Thank you, Misty Colt. All right. I'll see you guys. Nancy, yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday. Parts of the dogs. Okay. X Hera, beautiful. Appreciate that. Snowy Europe. God, sounds beautiful. John. Brannon. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about drawing people, but every once in a while you got to mix it up. It was partially out of my imagination, yes. I had inspiration for it, but I did not copy. You got it, Hanid. Abraham, thank you. All right, I'll see you guys next Saturday. Be good. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. All right, see you soon. See you, Master. Q9.